guys, today I'm going to show you how to replace the PCV valves on the 5-liter and 3-liter Land Rover and Jag engines. If you're having issues with the engine smoking that looks like a bad head gasket or something like that, or if you're getting fuel too rich codes, what can happen is these little diaphragms that are here in the US on the passenger side valve cover, if those get a tear in them, then you can get gases from the crankcase flowing into the intake. So you're burning really rich air that's coming in from there with oil vapor in it, and so it can make it look like you have a bad head gasket problem where it's smoking or something like that. So these are pretty cheap. I got 4 of them from Euroant for like 20 bucks. If you go to Land Rover with this problem, they only sell them as a complete valve cover, so you can't get these from Land Rover, but they're cheap parts and these work fine and they're not too big of a deal to change. So I'll show you guys where we reach this first. If you have a supercharged engine, it's a little harder to get to, but on the naturally aspirated 5.0s, it's right on the top of the valve cover. We just had to take the cover off, and I'll show you where it is. So on the naturally aspirated engines, we're going to open it up, pull your sound damper out of the way first. And they're right back here on the passenger side valve cover on a left-hand drive there on the passenger side valve cover. This is just a vacuum line going to the brakes. You can disconnect this and throw it out of the way if you need to. And then I will show you, the one that I'm working on is in here on the bench. It's off the engine right now. I'll show you how to take it off. It's the same process. It's just that these are a little harder to get to when they're on the back of the engine just because you're having to lay on top of stuff. So I'll bring it in here and show you guys real quick how to get these changed out. So here's my valve cover. You can see the same PCV valves on the back of this. Here's pretty much everything we're gonna need. I've got 2 of these. I don't know if that's a real part number, but 2 of these. You used to be able to get these things without the plastic caps on the back of them. I've never gotten any of these off without breaking at least a couple of the tabs off of it. So when you buy them, these are so cheap. Make sure they come with that backer on it, not just the diaphragm. And then a couple picks and a small flathead screwdriver to kind of wedge in there and hold it as I'm trying to get these off. So I'm gonna set my phone down real quick and then I'll show you how these come out of here. So you can see these things have 6 of these little tabs here. And I'm just going to lift it off of this one. And if I break it, I'm not even that worried because these things get kind of brittle with age and heat. And if they break, it's really not that big of a deal. If you guys are going to be working on this in the car or in the truck, I would recommend taking the ones off at the back first, because once you've got those loose, then you just kind of have to work around to the front. And if one of them gets stuck at the front, it's not a big deal. If the one that you have to work on is stuck at the back, it can be kind of a pain getting a hold of it. So there's that cap off, and I did break one of the tabs getting it loose, so that's just what happens with them. So now you can see here, it's just an orange plastic diaphragm. Pull it out of there, and this one is actually in pretty good shape. A lot of times they'll be torn on the inside of this, so that one doesn't look too bad. And then pop this spring out of here. So I'll go ahead and pop the other one off here and then show you how they go back in. When this one came off, it was stuck on the cap, so this might not actually have been sealing up right. I don't see any tears in it, but usually they stay inside here when they're in good shape, so this one might have been blown out. This is the engine that's having issues, so it could be that this thing backfired when we were doing it or something like that and blew that out of there. So didn't have anything that made me think these were bad. This is just sitting on the bench, and figured I'll do this while it's out here. All right, so to put the new one in, I'm going to stick the spring down inside here and get it seated all the way in. Take the new diaphragm and stick it inside here. Get the new diaphragm inside here, kind of seat it down in that lip if I can. It's probably going to be hard to keep in there though. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it in one piece here. So I'm just going to let this
press it down into that slot, and then snap all the tabs over on it, and that one's done. So this is pretty simple. The hard part is just getting this off and trying not to break parts. If you're trying to reuse that, or if you're trying to get in here to check them, just go ahead and replace them. Because to take this thing apart and check it out to see if it's broken, you're probably going to break something either the rest of the way or break something that wasn't broken in the first place. So I wouldn't try opening these up unless you've got a set ready to go in here. But that's it. This is a problem that some people think you've got a head gasket or something like that. It's a big deal when actually it's just these PCV valves that get torn or something like that. So hopefully this helps some of you guys out. So you guys can see these are really easy to swap out. You could do this in 10 minutes during an oil change or something like that. You just pop the old one off and stick the new one in. Just make sure if you guys want to check them, go ahead and order new ones, because there's a good chance if you pop that cap off to look at the diaphragm to see if it's torn, you're going to break the ears off of it, and then you're kind of out of luck until you get a new one in. So go ahead and just order them for it. Otherwise, have a good one, guys.